Hi, welcome back to the second part of Jamille Wellness Counseling, Informed Consent. So I'm just reading off of my document here and elucidating where necessary. So part two is covering confidentiality. So because this is a contractual relationship, right, I'm bound by certain legal and ethical requirements. So here we go. Confidentiality. The session content and all relevant materials to the client's treatment will be held confidential unless the client requests in writing to have all or portions of such content released to a specifically named person or persons. Limitations of such client held privilege of confidentiality exist and are itemized below. So I want to just slow down around this first sentence here. If you request to have all or portions of your record released, um, I will do so with the utmost intent of protecting you. So, even if there's parts of the chart that I feel might bring harm to you, um, I may not share those. So we can have a conversation about that. But I just want you to know that um, that I'll do my best to always protect you. Yeah, whether it's emotional or spiritual or mental harm. And now, however, I am a mandatory reporter for these 6 items below, and there's a lot of overlap. So, so 1 and 2 is if a client threatens or attempts to commit suicide or otherwise conducts himself in a manner in which there's substantial risk of incurring imminent serious bodily harm. And number 2 is if a client threatens grave bodily harm or death to another person. So if we are in session and you just say, I hate that fucking bitch or whatever, I'm gonna kill her, that's different than saying I have means and I'm going to wait for this person after they get off work and I'm gonna stab them. So just know that we're gonna explore those things. If I report anything, it will not be a surprise to you. Okay, we will have a conversation or two about that. So if you threaten grave, serious harm on yourself or another, an imminent, so that means if after you leave session, I feel like you are going to take action. That's what imminent means. So just please know that that's when I'm a mandatory reporter. And again, this won't be a surprise to you. Okay, so grave bodily harm to you or another. And then so here are the things that are most people are familiar with mandatory reporting. Certainly as a nurse, I was a mandatory reporter for these things as well. So 3 and 4 are regarding abuse and neglect. So 3 is if a therapist has a reasonable suspicion that a client or other named victim is the perpetrator, observer of, or actual victim of physical, emotional, or sexual abuse of children under the age of 18, an elderly person over the age of 65, or a person with disabilities. So those are the 3 categories of people. Number 3 says if I suspect abuse. Number 4 says if I suspect negligence. Okay, so that's mandatory reporting there. So I hope that's pretty clear. If I think that you are doing the abusing or neglecting, or if you're witnessing abusing or neglecting, or if you're the victim of being abused or neglected. And again, this won't be a surprise to you that I'm reporting this. So occasionally I may need to consult with other professionals in their areas of expertise in order to provide the best treatment for you. Now, on this note, because I am a somatic psychotherapist, most therapy out there, talk therapy, is cognitive behavioral therapy. So I understand cognitive behavioral therapy. I don't need to consult someone who does regular talk therapy. I just go one step further. So cognitive behavioral therapy thinks that your thoughts affect your emotions and your actions. They do. However, from that neuroinformed point of view, your bodily sensations dictate your thoughts and emotions, and than your behaviors. So we're really rooting down into this, as Jean Genlin would say, this felt sense of your experience. And so Deb Dana, a great licensed social worker, she says story follows state. And what that means is your nervous system state really dictates the story, the narrative in your head. So the more calm and relaxed and parasympathetic we can get the body, then that's this whole information gateway. 80% of the nerves of the vagus nerve go from body to brain. So if we can really tune into the body and notice what's happening there, we can start to create new neuronal pathways. So it's a lot for just one sentence. But anyway, if I do consult another about something that I need to consult them about, maybe it's even another somatic Hakomi practitioner. I won't use your name. I'll just use sort of the context around which, we're doing an exploration, and this was the response, and then I did this, and I was thinking maybe I should do that. So you'll still remain anonymous. And then additionally, because I am holding a provisional license as a licensed professional counselor associate, I am legally and ethically required to be under the supervision of a fully licensed clinician, meeting at least 4 hours per month. So Jamil Perryman and me, I am under the supervision of Dr. Brian Duncan. He is a PhD level psychologist. He is a LPCS, meaning he's a licensed professional counselor supervisor, and he's also an NCC. He's a nationally recognized certified counselor. So that's that. And even in that supervision, no names are disclosed, and just it's just the broad circumstance of like, this is the treatment approach, this is where we may be getting stuck, that sort of thing. And then the last part of this confidentiality piece is also very important. If we see each other accidentally outside of the therapy office, I will not acknowledge you first. Your right to privacy and confidentiality is really the utmost importance to me, and I don't wish to jeopardize your privacy. However, if you acknowledge me first, then I'll be more than happy to speak briefly with you. You can introduce your family or friends. I might do the same, right? But feel it's not appropriate to engage in any lengthy discussions in public or outside of the therapy office. So just know that, because again, this is a contractual relationship, and your privacy and confidentiality is my due diligence to uphold. So I'm not going to breach that outside of the therapy office. So just know that. Okay. And if for any reason you forget this, down the road, and we see each other outside of therapy, and you say, you didn't say hi to me and that really hurt, we can, go back to this, and we can explore like the wounding around that, right? So this might be one of that core part of that core material that you are ultimately ending up in therapy about. So that's confidentiality. Thank you so much for your time and attention and that piece. Okay, see you in the next one.